Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be talking all about the brand new featured 5-star hero crystal that lands in Marvel Contest of Champions next Tuesday. And this is the third of the brand new featured crystal series, which includes 24 champions, 6 of the new ones. However, they have definitely spiced this one up. It is a huge gamble. I think out of the 3 crystals that we've had so far, the first one was absolutely wank, the last one was alright. And this one seems a little bit better, but it's still a massive crapshoot. And they have really made this an insanely huge gamble because there are some terrible characters in here, but at the same time, they've added quite a few god tier champions. We've got Hyperion, Archangel, Magic, Ghost Rider, and 6 of the new characters as well, which gives this crystal some insane value, some insane odds. So yeah, what we're going to talk about today is quickly go over the breakdown on the odds and statistics and stuff, and then we're going to get into talking about the champions on an individual level and what they're good for in the game at the moment, so that if you're going for this crystal, you have a rough idea, you know, what you're gambling for, etc. So, in terms of the breakdown, we have, just in terms of my tier list, and again, there are different ways to categorize this, and some of the newer champions, because there's such limited availability for new characters at a high star, it's taking a little while to kind of get a good idea of the value of those characters across a lot of the end game. And one of the characters that I have moved up from high demigod to god tier recently after I've taken the champion to rank 5, and also since I've seen so much insane Alliance War and also Labyrinth of Legends gameplay as Domino. I think she has a very well-deserving spot in the god tier because she is just absolutely crazy for Labyrinth of Legends. There's like a Maestro one-shot on YouTube. Personally, I've almost one-shot for Jane Foster, which I thought would never happen. So yeah, Domino is just absolutely crazy for those big fights. Her bleed is so incredibly powerful. So anyway, the 5 characters I'd classify as god tier are Archangel, Domino, Magic, Ghost Rider, and Hyperion. There is maybe an argument, maybe for each one of these characters actually to be moved up to god tier, especially with Corvus having increasing value with all the Infinity War Iron Men in Alliance War, and also Domino's. He seems to be a very good counter to both of them. So we're seeing a lot of 565 Corvuses in Endgame Alliance War, so you know, you could possibly move him up as well, and I've got a very close eye on Corvus. But in High Demigod, we got Massacre, Corvus Glaive, Iron Man Infinity War, Captain America Infinity War. Low Demigod, we got Winter Soldier with the Killmonger synergy, who could be, again, moved up a little bit. Same with Hela, and maybe same with Wasp as well. But I think Hulk and Ultron are pretty solidified as a low demigod there. And in terms of amazing, we have Psylocke, who some people quite like, but is definitely inferior to Magic in terms of power control. And then we have quite a few duds. We've got 9 champions that I don't think really anybody wants to be pulling, which is Juggernaut, Loki, Falcon, Vulture, and Spider-Man Miles Morales in the OK tier. And in the meme tier, we have Colossus, Black Panther, Civil War, Groot, and Iron Patriot. Now, one thing that just kind of annoys me, especially when it comes to these brand new featured 5-star crystals, I get wanting to have characters that aren't so desirable, but characters like Groot and Colossus are just so completely useless in the current state of the game. In terms of a character that you actually play, they have absolutely nothing going on for them. They're just so bad at the moment, and they haven't been updated in 3 years. They're such irrelevant characters that when you pull them, it might as well be the equivalent of a massive middle finger popping up and telling you to go fuck yourself, where you have the 15,000 shards that you just spent on that crystal. So yeah, it kind of annoys me that when it comes to these new featured 5-star crystals that they're putting in characters that they know they haven't updated in 3 years. They're completely irrelevant. Nobody's going to have any use for them. So yeah, it's just a massive pain in the ass there, and it's something I find incredibly disappointing. But to be honest, this is just based off my offense tier list, so you could maybe put Black Panther Civil War up a little bit if you're going to use him for Alliance War defense. So maybe he might not be the worst one to get, but Iron Patriot is certainly very lacking in comparison to Iron Man Infinity War, I will tell you that much. So in terms of the breakdown, if we're looking at the stats here based off this, and again, you know, rankings are somewhat subjective to a certain extent, so you can move this tier list however you'd like. But in terms of above, like a demigod or above, there is over a 50% chance that you're going to get a champion that is at least a low demigod. There is a 20.8% chance that you're going to pull a god tier champion. got just over a 16% chance that it's going to be high demigod, so you got a 36% chance that you're going to get one of those characters that's really, really good for the from the crystal. So I think you've got a 1 in 3 chance of being very, very chuffed with the outcome of this crystal, and then like probably about another 1 in 3 chance of being like, oh, that's okay, and a 1 in 3 chance of having your expectations completely shattered there. So just in terms of the breakdown, and I think it does need to be said about the basic crystal as well, the 10k one, you know, that being 5,000 shards cheaper, and every single character that's come out this year so far, aside from Sentry and Bishop. And Sentry and Bishop aren't the worst characters, but every other character apart from Sentry and Bishop has been really, really, really good. So that basic 10k crystal, especially as this feature goes on and all the characters from it are added to the basic pool, that 10k crystal is just getting better and better and better with every single character that's chucked in there. There's still a lot of duds in the 10k crystal. There's still quite a few duds in this one as well. So when it comes to both of these crystals, it's still just a massive, you know, you're gambling against the odds crapshoot, and there's no way of really telling which one's the best. But I'd think about, you know, the characters that you really, really want at the moment, and which ones are going to improve your roster, your gameplay, what stuff you're searching after, because this crystal as well is missing a lot of the very valuable solidified god tier champions. Like if we just bring up the tier list to give you an example of characters that aren't in it, we've got like Iceman, Dr. Voodoo, Gwenpool, Blade, Medusa, Stark and Aunt Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Void, and then going to like High Demigod, we've got like Sabretooth, Morningstar, Killmonger, Taskmaster, Proxima Midnight, Dr. Octopus, Sentinel, you've got Luke Cage, Quake, Gladiator Hulk, Red Hulk, and even kind of more characters going down. So there's still a lot of valuable stuff in the 5-star basic as well, but I do definitely see the inclination to kind of gamble on this one, and I think in terms of opening this one myself, I think I'm going to go for 1 crystal on the free-to-play account, but on the main account, my priority in terms of expanding my 5-star roster is to get as many 5-star champions as possible, because a lot of these newer characters don't need to be awakened to be good. So when it comes to 6-star crystals and growing my 6-star roster, what I'm looking to do is maximize the amount of 6-star shards I have, and one of the main sources of getting 6-star shards is duplicating 5-star characters. So if you are in this game for the long haul, and you know, want that beefed up 6-star roster, it's probably still the best idea that you continue just to open 10k crystals to maximize your roster size and also maximize the amount of 6-star shards you will be able to obtain. However, if you want to gamble for one of these new characters or an existing god tier, I do not blame you. The odds are not too bad when it comes to this one for sure. But yeah, just in terms of the characters and what they're going to do for you, so Iron Patriot, absolutely nothing, going to warm your bench. Colossus, same, just massive disappointment as well. Winter Soldier can be a very, very good and hard-hitting champion with a Killmonger synergy, but again, you do need to have a 5-star Killmonger and above to make use of that. You've got Hulk, who is good still for Alliance Quest, especially when it comes to Poison Paths and Map 5 and dealing with Sentinels, like keeping them in the corner and keeping them stunned is very good, but he is inferior to Gladiator Hulk and Luke Cage, who are in the basic crystal as well. Loki, just a bit of a dud. Like, Loki's only good when you can steal buffs, and in that, still very, very powerful buffs, and in that scenario, a 3-star Loki is sufficient. Groot, just absolutely useless, going to be on the bench. Ultron, double immunities, might be okay if you need a double immunities character, but there are better double immunities champions out there for sure, and I feel like Ultron's definitely getting increasingly more buried by every single new champion that comes out. Archangel, just absolute crazy god tier champion. If it bleeds, if it poisons, it's dead. Falcon, going to be on your bench. Spider-Man Miles Morales, you might find a use for him on Alliance War Defense. Maybe same with Juggernaut if he is awakened. But if, you know, you're going for diversity and somebody else is probably also going to have Juggernaut because he's such an old character, that's probably quite useless as well. Hyperion is one of the best options for Alliance War offense at the moment. Very, very valuable character to get. So yeah, he's just doing so well in high-tier Alliance Wars. Vulture, again, is kind of going to be on your bench for the most part. He doesn't do anything too special or impressive, but he's actually okay for fighting Dominoes, as we demonstrated in the Domino video, and that's mainly because Vulture does absolutely nothing, and that's what you need against Domino ideally, but there are certainly better champions for Domino than Vulture, I would say. Psylocke, you got some alright power control there. If you don't already have a better option, Black Panther Civil War, again, you could use for a little bit of Alliance War defense, Captain America Infinity War, great champion to play, fantastic block proficiency. I haven't seen too much of this dude in like Endgame Alliance War. I don't think anybody is running him, to the best of my... I think a few people are actually, but I really haven't seen much, so I'm curious to see some more Captain America stuff, but certainly relies on scenarios where he can block to really ramp that damage up, but I think he has some interesting potential for sure, and some crazy damage on that special too, with a lot of those, what is it, the block charges that you get. Magic, so great for power control, again, a very, very high tier Alliance War option at the moment. I feel like quite a few of these characters, man, are doing quite well in Alliance War. Hela can be a very, very powerful character and deal a lot of damage, but has a bit of a quirky playstyle there. Iron Man Infinity War, just great for Alliance War defense, like a very versatile champion to use in terms of his utility. Domino, crazy damage. Like, there are some insane Domino videos on YouTube, and great for Alliance War defense as well. Massacre is very, very fun to play. Great champion, one of my favorites to play at the moment, and has that really, really good synergy with Domino, which extends her debuffs by 1 second. And Domino and Massacre pair very, very well together. And we got some dank Massacre gameplay on the channel if you want to check out some gameplay for either Domino or Massacre. Wasp is a character I'm not overly fussed about in terms of playing, but she provides the synergy with Ghost, who Ghost looks to be insane. Borderline god tier character, definitely for sure, when it comes to Ghost. Like, very, very powerful. We got a 34-hit KO on Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, so she might not be too bad to pick up as a 5-star, and also for Alliance War defense as well. Like, she's going to be quite valuable, because not many people are used to fighting her. Ghost Rider, a core part of the Holy Trinity, which is still a very, very powerful synergy throughout the game. And then finally we have Corvus, who again is arguably one of the best champions for Alliance War attack at the moment, if you go full Corvus and max out the character. And if you can get the fight done in under 20 hits, which again, we are seeing a lot of people in Tier 1 Alliance War max out Corvus, chuck on a 30% boost, 15% boost, and not much can survive. Not much can survive those 20 hits. But yeah, Corvus is just doing a crazy amount. But overall, I like it. I think it's a better featured 5-star hero crystal. Again, my only criticism when it comes to this crystal is, please, Kabam, do not put in champions that are like completely worthless. Like, it's going to be so gut-wrenching when somebody rolls over, you know, like a Corvus, a Domino, Infinity War, Iron Man, any of the god tier characters onto a fucking Groot. That's going to suck massively. So yeah, if the bottom could be slightly better, and if you could just appreciate that there are characters you haven't updated in 3 years, they have absolutely no use in the current state of the game, other than to warm the bench comparatively speaking, and just remove those with slightly better champions that maybe have a little bit more going on for them. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think of the brand new featured 5-star hero crystal in the comments below. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.